I get to live in BC. I'm a lucky guy. One of North America's last wildlife frontiers. Not too shabby, but we're not going in the right direction. January 2018, I have an article here that was published in the journal Conservation Biology, and the title of the article is Threats to Biodiversity from Cumulative Human Impacts in One of North America's Last Wildlife Frontiers. That's BC. It is found that we are having an impact on biodiversity. Urbanization, resource extraction, agriculture, all these things are having a direct impact as well as sort of extended impacts through things like fragmentation due to roads. In other words, what we're doing in terms of wildlife conservation is not sustainable. Now, I understand that there's economic pressures to continue on the path that we are on. There's economic pressure to develop real estate that tends to be in the valley bottoms, which also conflicts with a lot of winter habitat for species. There's economic pressure to build more roads into new forestry areas for the oil and gas sector. In some places, there's economic pressures to fence off agricultural areas. And there's pressure to maximize fiber production in the forestry industry, which includes fire suppression. So we have all of these pressures that continue to squeeze what land we have, and it's starting to show on the wildlife side. So I think there's a few things that we can change. We can't continue the way that we have been going, or wildlife is at a loss. 1. More money into science that helps us understand these complex interactions. We need to see what mechanisms are at play, which ones are having the greatest impact, and so on. And science helps us understand that. 2. Either more clout given to wildlife managers or a different section of government, but something that can look at the bigger picture, the natural resource as a whole. What we need is a better balance. These Thinking Out Loud segments are just that, just trying to start a conversation. If you agree, great. If you don't, great. Leave a comment, talk to your friends, do what you do. And to hear more of these, they'll be coming up, then subscribe and see you soon.